On the Frontline, proudly brought to you by UT Life Insurance.
Hello and welcome to On the Frontline. I am Thomas Nadi Betulma. I'm reaching you from original farms at Adembra in the eastern region. Fruit flies are one of the world's most destructive fruit pests. It infests fruits like oranges, banana, watermelon, mangoes, among others. Orange, for instance, was one of the leading non-traditional export crop, but today it is no more because of fruit fly infestation. I am on the front lines of the fruit fly infestation to take a look at its impact on Ghana's horticultural economic potential. The horticultural industry in sub-Saharan Africa is confronted with several constraints. These include the incidence of pests and diseases. The fruit fly is recognized as one of the biggest threats to crop agriculture worldwide. Though small, they can detect the smell of ripe fruits and vegetables from a distance away. Fruit flies have notoriously fast life cycles. The fly can develop from egg to adult within 8 days.
If you go to any field, any farm, or even market women who are selling, they always have their produce. They see these flies. But what is the relationship between the flies, the worm in it, and then what is happening around, and the damage that they see? There seem to be some misconnection between the two, or the three. So people don't know why those things are happening. So the best way to let them understand what is happening is that find the right links and let them know that it is the fly that goes to the fruit and then deposits its egg in the fruit. The female fly has a sharp tool-like structure at the end of the abdomen. That's what we call the ovipositor. Just like the hypodermic needle we use for injections in the hospital. So it goes to the fruit, then punches the fruit, and then lays the egg through the hole in the structure, like the hypodermic needle, and push the eggs under the skin of the fruit. So after depositing the eggs, then it flies away. Then the eggs, after 2 to 3 days, they will hatch. So those are the eggs that will hatch into the maggots that you see in the fruit when you cut. And that is the biggest level of damage you can find in any fruit is caused by the maggots in the fruit. So on the outside, it looks clean. So you might not suspect anything. But immediately you cut it open and see, hey, these guys are there doing all the damage they can. Because their aim is to feed, grow fat, store up enough energy, and then at one stage, they come out of the fruit and pupate in the soil. At that stage, they don't feed. So they draw on the reserves when they are in the soil. So that is where they go and lay in the soil for a period of time, about 2 weeks, and then they come up again. The puparia will now hatch, sort of, it will break, and then a new fly will come out.
The infected fruits rot quickly and then fall down on the ground, which makes the fruits unsuitable for human consumption. Detected in Ghana in 2005, the flies attacked several commercially produced fruits and vegetables. The fruit fly infestation is threatening the livelihood of farmers in Ghana. Alhaji Mohamed Mumuni is a citrus farmer at Adiembra in the Eastern region. He laments about the devastating impact of the fruit fly infestation.
Jumano mayebe 18 years ni na ya emone haye emwano so no o ye kutuno ebre no na mwona bewo nti the more na you say ye tie ye nya no emwano nti no ye nya ne sa na so ati kakra no so ye nya no hu se eboa
nti die na ya moye mwana
de drugu so edrona edugu so no so na ya na intimom papa na nansia na company bi di bibre ye fene protein bait nti sisi no ye de guso a no ye djuma ye hu se emma no ewu pa
nti eboa mo
eboa kakra esi face no.
Regina Urabna buys and sells oranges. She says a bulk of the oranges she buys get rotten because of the fruit fly infestation.
It's a big problem for us.
It is a big plantation, say some harvest here. Did what say and one say?
Oh, baby, to me say because say all the time yes, so I say yes, you send a guas, yes, so me find the CC I mean strap, best 10 boxes I have to say 2
10 boxes?
Yeah. Sometimes every crab bet me abo. I have to say 2 wow.
Oh, that's serious. To demonstrate the seriousness of the fruit fly infestation, Alhaji and Regina leads me to a place where they have dumped some of the rotten oranges. Fruit flies can cause indirect losses resulting from quarantine restrictions imposed by countries to prevent entries of fruit flies. Since 2008, the West African Fruit Fly Initiative has piloted fruit fly surveillance and mitigation protocols in 7 African countries, including Ghana. The Ministry of Food and Agriculture has also instituted fruit fly awareness campaign. Despite these efforts, fruit fly continues to be prevalent. Ghana, among other sub-Saharan countries, has been bracketed as a fruit fly endemic zone. This is making it very difficult for fruits like mango from the country to penetrate international markets, including Europe, USA, and South Africa. After a hard day's work, we now pause for a short breather. I'll be right back. Industries which use fruits as their raw material base are also feeling the full impact of the fruit fly infestation. Seth Connor, the Greek manager of Pinora Farms Limited, explains.
The flies can cause up to about 50% fruit drop. For instance, this mango season that we have conducive weather, rainfall, good weather for them to sort of thrive. We are not getting the fruit, we're having the fruit a bit more earlier than we would have expected because the fruits are dropping. They lay their eggs into the fruit and the fruit drop. When the fruit drop, there's nothing you can do about it. So the juice quality now is not the best. We will find it difficult selling the juice. because of the fruit fly. Farmers are also not making money. So in order to make money and avoid the losses, they must harvest earlier than we expected or we prefer. So that's the problem we have. It's affecting the industry seriously.
What, in your view, is the way forward for us as a country to help both the farmers and industries like yours?
I think it should be a national agenda. We have been trying, we've been getting traps and other baits, protein bait for the farmers, but it's insignificant compared to the farmer size. If we can take this as a nation, like we're doing for cocoa and other crops, then government must come in, Ministry of Agri must be up and doing, our stakeholders must come on board to make sure this menace is taken care of, because it's affecting the industry. And very soon, the farmers, the citrus farmers will be out of job, because if they are not encouraged, they're not getting anything out of what they are doing, they will eventually stop.
HPW Fresh and Dry Limited, dealers in tropical dry fruits products, are also feeling the impact of the fruit fly infestation. The fruit fly infestation is not only threatening the livelihood of farmers, but many people who work in factories such as this.
Here is the packing room. So we get the dry fruits here, the dry mango in this case. We cut it according to customer specification. This is 1 to 2 small pieces. Then it goes over there for the weighing. We apply starch on it. Then the bags are filled and sealed, and then it goes through the metal detection before it goes to the export.
The general manager, Mike Blazer, tells me they had to cut down on their production capacity because of fruit flies.
In the previous year we had 12 production weeks where we were producing mango. This year we had only 7 production weeks, and the difference is basically due to the fruit fly attack, which was more severe this year. So we lost 5 production weeks. We lost more than half of our production volume, and we had to bring in fruits from outside to be able to satisfy our orders, and also to be able to give work to our employees. We have a training program in place that should educate farmers on how to treat fruit flies. We also provide certain inputs for the control of the fruit flies. All this we are just doing to be able to increase the volumes we are getting from the farms, and then also to extend our processing period.
The pervasiveness of the fruit fly population in other host-prone crops in the world has made farmers' quarantine efforts extremely difficult. Some farmers do not know much about the havoc the flies can cause and are uninterested in preventing them.
What is happening is, for some farmers, they think that, oh, for me, I have just half an acre or just one, so why should I do all this? Then they don't do it. But this thing is such that if you talk to any farmer, oh, we want the government to come and do something, we want the government to come and do something. But the flies are such that if you put 2 traps in your farm, I put 2, then indirectly we will be instituting a nationwide or mass trapping, which they are not doing. They don't see it that way. For the mass trapping, they think they should sit back, relax, and the government should come and do it for all of us, instead of each and everybody putting 1 or 2 traps in their field. This is one of the many different types of fruit fly traps. And then basically the traps are said that we put an attractant there, a chemical substance. We call it attractant or a pheromone, parapheromone. But ordinarily we can say it is something that will call the insect to come to it. Just like if you are walking on the corridor and you can tell a chicken soup from goat soup. So too the insects can tell a particular type of scent or odor. So when they detect that type of odor, because it is attractive to them, they are coming in to eat. And when they come in, usually we add a killing agent, that is any of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture recommended chemicals to the attractant. Then when they come and eat, then they die. But with this particular type of trap, we are trying to cut down on the cost of production for farmers. So instead of adding a killing agent, this one doesn't add a killing agent, just the attractant. It lures you into the trap, then you go and feed, then you don't find your way out. So you struggle and struggle and struggle, expend all your energy trying to get out, exhaust yourself, and then you die. So this one hasn't got any chemical additive to it. So this is probably also recommended for organic farmers, so that you don't put any chemical in the environment.
Okay, from the perspective of an environmentalist, in killing the insects, are you not disrupting the ecosystem?
Most of these fruit flies, like the ones that are giving us a headache right now, already they are invasive species. They are not indigenous to Africa. They were first detected in Africa in 2003. So they are not part of us. And they have come and rather giving us more trouble. So taking them out, we are not doing anything to the already known fauna or harming the environment. So that one, we don't think we are. They have rather come to offset the balance we have. So taking them out doesn't spoil any equation. The fruit flies we have in our environment, they don't all belong to one species. There are different species of them. This is our biggest headache now, Bactrocera invadans. This is the species that was first detected in Africa in 2003. And it is believed that its aboriginal home is in Southeast Asia, Sri Lanka to be precise. It was first detected in Kenya, and within a matter of a short period of about 3 to 4 years, it has spread right from the eastern part of Africa to the western part, and it's now moving downwards to. So it is now detected in so many countries in Africa. That is Bactrocera invadans. And the product that we are using now is methyleuginol, and that is the most attractive or the most powerful fruit fly attractant in the world. So if you have a drop of this, these fruit flies will follow you anywhere you go.
But effective fruit fly control is possible. It can be cost effective and efficient if done the right way, with the help and guidance of professionals using the right product.
This is a protein bait that is used in the fruit fly control. It contains 0.1% insecticide, and actually this insecticide is a biological insecticide. It's called ivermectin, which is not harmful to any mammal or anything, and it's only 0.1%. Okay, we use a protein bait. We don't use a full cover spray. We just do a small part of the tree. If you can walk, please come and then we'll show you. You see, this is the whole tree. When applying the protein bait, we don't go for a full cover spray. We only take a small part of it, and then we take it. This is the color of it.
And it smells like...
Yes, this is a good food for the fruit flies, you know. They go in looking for protein themselves. So if we can give them this protein with a small insecticide, I mean, you are sorted out. So we add water. Actually, it's 1:3. So whatever quantity we fetch the same amount of water, 3. We pour it on it. We shake nicely. Then we put it in a shake it nicely. And since we don't do a cover spray, and then what happens is you need to spray at the back of the foliage so that when it rains, it doesn't wash it away. So you spot this, you leave this, you take the second tree, you take the third one, excuse me, then you spot again. Then that's all. You control fruit fly. So the female fly, the male fly, the young fly pupating come and feed on the protein, but because of the insecticides in it, they die. So with this application, you realize that your fruits will not drop again. Your fruit will not be rotting when you harvest them, and fruit fly is controlled. You save yield for export, you have money in your pocket, and the environment is also saved.
See you same time next week for another edition of On the Frontline. From Adiembra in the Eastern Region, I am Thomas Nadi Betulma.
On the Frontline, proudly brought to you by UT Life Insurance.